Welcome to my presentation on how to create and implement an effective action plan. Action plans are crucial for people and organizations to achieve their goals. The purpose of this presentation is to show the steps needed to create and implement an effective action plan. To do that, I will explain what an action plan is, the characteristics it must have to be effective, and 4 steps to create and implement an effective action plan. Let's begin. If you don't know where you're going, you are likely to end up anywhere. An action plan is a roadmap that outlines the path between the current situation and the goal to be attained. An effective action plan must be current, clear, and complete. It must reflect the current context and the current needs. It must clearly state who will do exactly what by when. It must include the specific steps that need to be taken, and they must be arranged in sequential order. Now let's look at the 4 steps that need to be taken in order to create and implement an effective action plan. The first step is to assess the current situation. Before determining the course of action, the individual must first take a look at his or her circumstances and identify the area or areas that need to be modified. The person must also realistically consider his or her capabilities, competencies, and resources. This applies to organizations as well. Step 2 in creating an action plan is set SMART goals. S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for results oriented, and T means a target date must be set. For an action plan to be effective, its goals must be stated in terms that are specific rather than vague. A vague goal would state to lose as much weight as I can as soon as possible, or to increase company sales as much as we can. In contrast, specific goals would state to lose 15 pounds within the next 90 days, or to increase sales by 3% within the next quarter. Effective action plans have goals that can be quantifiable. This allows a way to measure the degree to which a goal has been attained. In the previous example, the quantifiable elements are the 3% increase in sales and the 15 pounds weight loss target. Goals should be challenging but realistically attainable within the frame of time and resources available. Goals should be written out starting with the word to, followed with results-oriented verbs. For example, to complete, to increase, to decrease. Verbs that imply tactics used for accomplishing goals should not be used. Some of these verbs would be to implement or to develop. Goals must specify the target date or deadline by when they should be attained. This gives a clear time frame to execute the actions. Now let's take a look at a couple of examples on how to outline the action plans. The first one outlines an action plan for personal goals, and the blue one, an action plan for corporate goals. Step 3. Outline actionable items. The next step in the creation of an action plan is outlining actionable items. This is the list of steps that must be taken to achieve the goals defined in the previous step. Each actionable item must outline a specific task, state who is the party responsible for it, how often it must be performed, indicate the resources it will require, and the deadline for completion or revision. Once the steps have been identified, they must be arranged in sequential order. Time and resources must be budgeted adequately while drafting these steps. Step 4 is to implement and measure success. Implementing means executing the action plan. It entails following the steps and adhering to the timelines. To implement effectively, one must remain focused. For the action plan to work, the party or parties involved must remain focused on the important things. It is important to remain engaged with the plan and focus on the goals the plan seeks to achieve. Action plans may need adjustments, and deadlines may need to be pushed, but successful completion requires that everyone involved with the plan continue to move towards getting the work done. Quitting should not be an option. A successful action plan requires establishing an accountability system to ensure follow-through. Now let's take a look at Mr. Brian Tracy's goal-setting strategy and identify the steps that I just covered.
Now let me give you a quick exercise, which is my only take-home or homework exercise for our time together. I want you to take a piece of paper like this and write down 10 goals that you'd like to accomplish in the next 12 months. Write the word goals in today's date at the top of the page. Write down 10 goals you'd like to accomplish, and then ask yourself this great question. If you could only accomplish one goal on this list, but you could accomplish it within 24 hours, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Now this is a great question because it'll usually jump out at you. You say, that's the one. If I had this, that would have more of an impact on my life than anything else. Sometimes it's a financial goal, sometimes it's a health goal, sometimes it's a relationship goal. But whatever it is, put a circle around that goal and then turn the page over and write it at the top of the page, set a deadline on the goal, make a list of everything that you can think of to do to achieve the goal, and then begin working on your list. And here's the kicker, do something every day. Do something every day that moves you one step forward towards your major goal. My promise to you that this exercise, selecting your most important goal, making a plan, and working on it every day, will change your life in ways that you cannot imagine. They say that people begin to become great when they determine their major definite purpose, their number one goal, and work on it every day. It is the secret to becoming a self-made millionaire. It's the secret to great success in life. My promise to you is a week, a month, a year from now, you'll look back and you'll be absolutely staggered at the difference it makes.
Now let's recap. An action plan connects you from your current situation to your goals. The step one in drafting one is assess the current situation and assess the needs. Step two is to set SMART goals. They must be specific, measurable, attainable, results-oriented, and have a target due date. Step 3 is outline the steps. They must be specific and they must be arranged in sequence. Remember to be mindful of budget for time and resources. Step 4 is to take action. Just do it. Finally, I would like to add one more step. Achieve your goals. Thank you for watching.